Guys, we're live on YouTube now. YouTube link in the bio. Guys, this monthly candle here, the close is really crucial. We need to see if we start closing above the resistance or below the resistance, because as I said, if we start closing below, we're coming all the way down for liquidity. So let's find out today. Let's see what the markets do. YouTube link in the bio. YouTube now. YouTube link in the bio. Guys, this monthly candle here, the close is really crucial. We need to see if we start closing above the resistance or below the resistance, because hello. Hold on a second, guys. I don't know what's happening. Seems like it's not really picking up. Hello, can you guys hear me, by the way?
I mean, I can.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Maybe can they hear me on the YouTube live stream though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what's happening. Maybe. Yeah, they can hear me. Perfect. Yes, my brother Garcia. Are you ready for the analysis today? The fundamental. Garcia's got the fundamentals for us today, guys.
Yeah, brother. I'm waiting to see this computer turn on. Not sure what's going on here.
Yes, my bro. Give people another 5 minutes to tune in, and then we'll start doing our analysis. Okay. So what's happening YouTube chat? So again, guys, this close becomes really crucial on the monthly candle, because remember the scenarios we plotted out yesterday, bro. Look at this scenario. It's literally playing out to the T. Can you see this? Yo, what's up, Dean? What's happening, everyone on the YouTube live stream chat? Guys, honestly, this monthly candle, the close becomes really crucial now, because if you guys do follow me on on Insta, I said this yesterday, right? If we do start closing below this, we are most probably coming down for liquidity below, all the way down to 1750, because you understand, right? Looking at the monthly, the structure lows are actually all the way down there. So until you actually start to violate the structure lows, you are technically still in an uptrend, but you can still see price coming all the way down to at least the support area that we have. So if you actually look at the monthly candle, it actually failed to retest the support area, which is all the way down there, right? We literally did a retest, but it didn't go straight to the T, and usually gold does like to go straight to the T. So potentially what we can be doing is next monthly candle can really come down to grab all of this liquidity, and then from there we can start pushing up. So these were a couple of scenarios we plotted out yesterday, me and my private, group members, and this was our first scenario here, and look how it's playing out literally to the T. Price came up to retest this. From there it went all the way down, potentially grabbing liquidity above this now, and now we're starting to push all the way back up again. So looking at the intraday time frame, look, this becomes our first target at this point, right? Is about 78 pips away, and now if we do start clearing this, we have this whole clean range, but obviously we have to go down to the 4-hour time frame and see how we can play structure to structure. So let's quickly just mark the daily highs are literally up here. So as soon as we start clearing the daily highs, potentially this is the next structure, so this becomes our clean range. And look at this as well. As soon as we start turning this area into some sort of support, we got a massive push to the top side. Anyway, how's everyone doing on the YouTube live stream? How are you guys? Are you guys ready for the new week? We got a new month approaching as well, and there's gonna be some amazing moves coming up hopefully this month, because look, as soon as you get the monthly open, price needs to create a bottom wick as well as an upper wick. So yeah, it's so cold, trust me, man. It's freezing out here. I think there was a little bit of snow as well on Saturday, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Saturday night I saw a little bit of snow outside, so it's freezing out here, honestly. But again, look at this 4-hour candle now. It becomes really crucial. We need to see how we play within this range, but for sells, it becomes really tricky once again today. Really tricky. Sells, I would like to capitalize on sells from up here, and I would like to capitalize on a sell position when we do get our session open and some sort of double top is being formed up here. But until then, honestly, I'm just interested in a buy position. But Garcia, my guy Garcia here will give you guys some fundamental facts as well. But what's happening? What's happening, Sahil? What's happening, MNJ? What's happening, Amir? How's everyone doing? And so Garcia, go on, my friend, take over. Do you want to share your screen, or should I just?
We can just keep it on your screen.
Okay, go for it, my brother.
Yeah, so just based off like current news that's happening with the new COVID variant, there's always going to be new COVID variants, right? We know that, and gold's a safe haven for sure. So I think with all the scare going on in the world, we're gonna have a bullish impact. I think still there might be some panic, might see some sells throughout the week, not for sure. It's never certain. And based off like macro analysis within the quarters, the quarterly's coming to an end, but we're still bullish on that. We might see 1880 this week. Let's see.
1880.
Yeah.
That's a big target, man. That's a big target. 1880. That is a big target.
Yeah, for the
Bro,
month.
Ooh, for the next monthly candle you're talking about.
Yeah, for this coming month.
You know, that's what I'm thinking as well, because look at the way everything is, man. Is aligning, like everything's aligning together to go up. Like, I'm literally starting to think gold is gonna turn into a rocket ship this upcoming month. Because you gotta understand, right?
For the month, that's what I'm seeing.
I think the volume's gonna start dying down literally like a couple of days before Christmas. So until then, we're gonna have some time to actually do some damage.
Yeah, we still have time for sure.
Yeah.
And even just off like the monthly time frame, we're just like kind of stuck here in this range for a little bit. It doesn't mean we won't see momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Let me show them the monthly time frame as well. So if you guys actually look at the monthly time frame, right, you guys can understand one thing. We were within this range. We were stuck within this range for the longest time. So when we do break out of this range, you gotta understand this can potentially be your liquidity grab to start pushing all the way down, right? You understand. Look, previously monthly candle actually done a really massive fake out, but if you actually look at the weekly time frame, you can see that we have actually violated the structure. So you know, the structure we started to form for our downtrend. So you know, low lows and low highs, and we actually violated it all the way up here. So, but if you actually look at the monthly candle, it seems like a massive fake out, right? But obviously, if you go down to the low time frames, you can see it's just some sort of like, you know, correction, because the push the top side was really massive, and then, you know, we ended up forming a double bottom here. So this became our double bottom down here. So now from here, I'm expecting gold to just become a rocket ship, and we can start forming higher highs and higher lows, and potentially start coming all the way to the top side of the range, because you understand the top side of the range is all the way here. At the moment, what we are doing is we've gone down to retest the lows of the range. This becomes the lows of the range, and then you go see, okay, where's the mid range? So the mid range is actually all the way here, and so this is the top side of the range, which is all-time highs on gold, right? And this is your mid side of the range. You can see really being respected numerous times. You can see over here being turned into some sort of support, and now at this point this became the lows of the range. So look how many times we actually tried breaking below the lows of the range, and you understand this is the area here. After this area, all we had was a massive push to the top side. You did not see any sort of wavy structure. You did not see higher highs and higher lows being formed. You just saw this. Rather than seeing this, you saw this massive push to the top side. So now when you see something like this, it needs to be corrected, but it needs to be corrected in a sustainable manner, right? Because it's creating some sort of imbalance in the market. So all we are doing now is we are within this correction phase at this point. So look, and now we started to, you know, push down all the way down to the lows of the structure, which are all the way down there. These are your structure lows. I know it is a little bit messy, but look, long story short, we are still respecting the structure lows. And look, this is the second time we came down to retest the structure lows. Again, a lot of buying momentum is kicking up. Look at this candle. Literally, look how massive this candle here was. Just look at this candle. From here, you started a massive push to the top side, and now again, as I said, something like that needs a correction, right? When you see something like this, a massive push to the top side, it forms an imbalance in the market. So now this is potentially your imbalance in the market. This is your correction phase. Look at that. It hasn't violated your structure lows. So technically, you're still forming higher highs and higher lows. Again, another high was formed. This time, your high was actually, you know, above the previous high. At this point now, you broke out of this massive range that you were holding for the longest time. So you have a lot of liquidity above this. You have a lot of buy orders, a lot of sell orders. So at this point now, look what happens. Potentially, this move to the top side becomes your liquidity grab because you have so much liquidity above here. And so now the correction phase is this is your correction phase once again, but again the correction phase will be really aggressive because you got to understand a lot of liquidity is above here. Your stop losses are being hit, your buy orders are being executed, you know, your sellers are executing their orders. Everyone is basically getting destroyed. So at this point now, when you have so much liquidity in the market, guess what? Price will start to reverse after tapping into your key area. Why are we, you know, where are we tapping into your key area? Yes, look to the left, we are tapping into the key area. This is a really key area. Obviously I can't show you this on my Wanda charts because I have my analysis there, and this is forex.com, and obviously the charts are just a little bit messy on here. But again, just look at this level here, you will see this is a key area, which is potentially now becomes your reversal area. But until we start to break below the structure lows, guess what? This is just a pullback, a correction phase, and the structure lows are all the way down there. So you're still forming higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, just like this. Look, same thing, correction phase, another high, same thing, correction phase, another high. So until we break below this, we are still respecting the structure, we are still forming higher highs and higher lows. 1843 245 will be a nice pullback on the weekly. Honestly, exactly what I'm thinking, because you guys got to understand one thing, right? Looking at the daily time frame, you have a lot of liquidity below the lows as well. So let me actually show you the daily time frame on Wanda, because on forex.com is just a bit messed up. So you have violated all the lows at this point now, and you have retested this support area that we have. This is a really strong support area, as you guys can see. Unless we start to form this area and start turning this area into some sort of resistance, we're going to just push up every time we approach this area. We have a lot of orders down here. So exact same thing happened, right? When obviously you had liquidity and then this key area being retested, you're gonna see a massive rejection to the top side. So now at this point we have to start seeing, okay, cool, can we form new highs on the daily candle? Because the daily candle has actually pushed up a lot, right? It's pushed up about 280 pips. So this becomes our intraday range now. So looking at the 4-hour time frame, where does it make sense to take sells from? So even looking to the left, right, look at that, we have a really massive rejection from pretty much 1786. Looking to the left once again, you can see again this area being respected. When we do see some sort of this area does get turned into that rejection area for sells to play out. But again, in order for us to actually execute on a sell position, it will be really hard. We'll have to wait for gold to go to all-time highs on the intraday time frame. So all-time highs are basically this area right here, which is 1799. This is your daily highs at the moment. You guys can see, right? 1799. So potentially you want gold to actually go up and start forming some sort of double top up here and see massive rejections to the downside. At that point you can say, okay, cool, we can start looking for sells. But until then, again, I'll just be looking to execute on a buy position. Yeah, honestly, we've got another 15 minutes left as well for our session to open. But again, I'm really interested in a buy position. Look, grab liquidity below this. At this point now, we've retested a key area and a massive push to the top side. Again, correction phase is expected on low time frames as well. Some sort of pullbacks are expected. So now if we can start seeing some sort of pullback down to 1786, from there massive candles start to print out to the top side, I'm looking to take this all the way to the top side, honestly. But again, I'll have a lot of confidence when I do execute on a buy position. Sells become really tricky because look, at the moment, in order for us to actually execute on a sell position, right, I would want to see a retest of 1799, and then after that I want to actually see 1796 being turned into some sort of resistance. And at that point, if we start forming low lows, low highs on, you know, obviously lower time frames, which is about 1 minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, at that point you can say, cool, so something like this. Look, first rejection started here. After that, we started to turn this area into some sort of resistance. So you would want to see that happen for the second time. But until then, it becomes really tricky to actually execute on a sell position as well. That's the thing. Really tricky. But look at this scenario, literally just playing out to the T. So now, obviously, the next leg should be the leg up, because we formed highs, came down to retest lows, you know, grabbing some liquidity. At this point, potentially, we need to form new highs, because look at the upper wick as well. The upper wick is only about 60 pips. We can potentially form a really big upper wick. And if we do start breaking above the current daily highs, you guys got to understand one thing. We're coming all the way up, right? Because look at your intraday range. Your intraday range is all the way up there. So we have clean traffic all the way up to 1813 as well on the daily time frame. So I can really see us catching some amazing buy positions today. But again, for sells, look, this area here, let me actually just bring everything back. Look, for sells, this area here becomes really crucial. If we don't start going back up now, let's say we start chilling below 1786, you would want to see some sort of numerous, maybe a double top being formed up here. So, below 1786. At that point, if you see a lot of momentum kick into the downside, we can say, okay, I have a lot of confidence in taking sales. But until then, guys, as I said, look, this move here, if you did catch this during Asian or London, you could have capitalized on a sell position, but now the sells are done. You have liquidity in the market below this. You've grabbed liquidity, you've retested a key area at this point. The next leg should be the leg up. So we should be looking to take the position to the top side, not to the downside. Looking at the 4 hour, really massive push to the top side. We are forming higher highs, higher lows. At this point, what we're looking to see is like, okay, cool, raise that pullback area. Look at this 30-minute time frame. Literally the previous 30-minute candle just engulfed the bearish candle as well. So we're looking to just see something like this, but we want to see some sort of pullbacks as well, right? So some sort of clean pullbacks, maybe potentially even start breaking below this to start violating the structure lows to grab some sort of liquidity on the 30-minute time frame, potentially retesting 1786 from there, a massive push to the top side. And then this becomes our intraday range at the moment, which is about 129 pips. And then if we do start clearing this, you guys do understand one thing, right? We have clean traffic, honestly. Until 1805, 1800 can be seen today for sure. What do you think, Paul? I think we can see 1800 today for sure. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so too. The buys look like they could play out, and just the idea of having that intraday time frame that with clean traffic, that's also more appealing.
Exactly. What do you reckon for sales? What are you looking for? What would you say? Would you say sales below 1786? Because honestly, what I'm thinking is 1786 should be respected if we do want to go up. Obviously, you do want to give it a little bit more room to breathe. You do want to give it just that extra bit of space if it technically wants to grab some liquidity. But that's why we're going to wait for that extra bit of confirmation, potentially some sort of double top being formed below 1786. But until then, honestly, I'm just expecting buys to play out because you have your support area down here as well. So you can literally just see gold coming down to this level, from there massive rejections to the top side. So sells become really tricky unless we can capitalize on a sell position from up here, because look, at this point this bearish candle here is starting to look like some sort of fake out candle. If it starts to obviously come down to 1786, at that point you can say, okay, cool, this is the next leg down. We'll come in all the way down to potentially grab liquidity for the next monthly candle. But until then, honestly, I can see us forming higher highs and higher lows. So we'll have to see what price does potentially in the next 10 minutes, because that's when you're going to see more momentum kicking in. But at the moment, look at that. You're still just respecting the structured lows. Even on the hourly, you can see the structured lows are actually all the way down here. So this is where you saw a lot of momentum kick in to the top side. From this point here, a lot of momentum kicked into the top side. So now, until we start to actually violate this, at that point obviously we're approaching 1786 and you're giving it a little bit more room to breathe, right? So below this, technically you have your liquidity, and then 1786 becomes that area you're giving gold that last bit of chance to go up from. So you're giving it a little bit more room to breathe. But if you start turning that area into a potential resistance, at that point you're expecting something like this, some sort of push to the downside. And best thing about our strategy is that we're aiming for 1-to-1s. Average our stop loss is at about 20 pips. So this is a clean range, clean 40 pip range. So we can most definitely capitalize on a sell position as well. But as I said, I'll have more confidence capitalizing on a buy position than a sell position today, because of our analysis. We do understand one thing: we have liquidity in the market now. Let me just clean this up a little bit. We do understand that we have tapped into a really key area at this point now on the intraday time frame. If you look to the downside, this is a key area, and you gotta understand this is potentially that turning point area as well for the correction phase. So the correction phase could be potentially done now, and we could, go up to retest the highs. Because look, if it does want to push down and start forming lower lows and lower highs, it's got to go up to a significant area to grab significant amount of orders. And if you actually look at the area, which is 1799, you can see you get really big momentum push to the downside from this area. So if we don't see a lot of momentum kick into the downside now, and we start turning 1786 into the support area, and obviously when our session opens we see a lot of bullish momentum kicking in, at that point you can say, okay, now price wants to go up to the next key area, which is 1813. So I'll definitely look to execute on a sell position, honestly. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think, Paul? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree that 1786 for me, it's a little bit more 87,
Yeah,
1787. They
yeah,
could play out.
yeah. Honestly,
But
that's
we've
exactly what
rejected
I'm
that
thinking.
area like what is it? Four times now on the higher time frame.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, four going
That's
on
exactly
five.
what I'm thinking as well, man. But honestly, until then, this bearish candle here now, uh, in my opinion, is literally just a retest because guys, you gotta understand one thing, right? Price has to move in a sustainable manner, so it's got to form higher highs and higher lows. So wavy sort of structure. You can see from here, a lot of liquidity was generated below here. You retested a key area. You got a really, really massive push to the next key area now, which is literally up here, looking to the left. 1799, a crucial area, just just below 1800. You have a lot of orders up here, so from here you are expecting some sort of pullbacks, but you gotta understand, like, is the pullback going to be really, really aggressive, or is it just a pullback down to a support area? So you understand how the pullback is as well. So at the moment it doesn't seem really aggressive, to be honest. It just seems like a normal common pullback. So if we do see a lot of momentum kick into the top side as soon as we get our session opening, at that point you can say, okay, cool, I'm looking to execute on a buy position. But we just have to sit on our hands. We're just looking to capitalize on one or two trading setups. So yeah, there is literally no rush. So you guys gotta understand here as well. From here, you got a really, really massive rejection to the top side. Got to keep this area in our mind, honestly, because when the momentum does kick in, price might not want to come all the way down to 1786. So I'll definitely look out for this area here as well, which is about 1792. Even if we do start turning 1792 into some sort of support area to potentially retest the highs, I'll definitely be looking out for this area. Okay, look at this now. We're literally chilling below 1792 at the moment, because you gotta understand, you can potentially be turning this area into some sort of resistance. As you can see, 1793 becomes a really, really crucial area here. So you have a lot of orders up here, but again, look at your rejections. Are they aggressive? The rejections, look at that. See, 1793 being respected as a resistance area. So now when we do see the session opening and see a lot of momentum kicking in, you want to see this area here becomes really crucial for us as well, because this kind of becomes our range, right? Because look, from here you had a lot of momentum kicking in to the top side. So either we're going to start forming a double bottom down here to potentially start turning 1792 to 1793 into some sort of support. At that point you can say, okay, we're taking it all the way up. Look at this now. Literally this candle here is starting to engulf everything to the left. Like, these bearish candle here are like, your standard pullback candles. Like, you're not seeing massive candles. You're seeing a lot of them, but you're seeing like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them basically, as you can see. But then you see one massive bullish candle which ends up engulfing at least 3 of them. And look at that, potentially forming a double bottom down here as well. And got another 5 minutes left at this point now. This 5-minute candle can potentially be forming an upper wick as well as a bottom wick, but it has a bottom wick now. Look at that, still forming higher highs, higher lows. Honestly, if we start turning 1793 into some sort of support area, man, I'm looking to take this all the way to the top side, honestly. Yeah, honestly, all the way to the top side, because we have really clean range, really clean range all the way up to 1799. It's about 60 pip range, more than enough for us, more than enough. Let's see. Looking to really see what happens around here as well. We're gonna have to see what happens as soon as the session opens, because we're gonna, now the next answer we're gonna get is obviously which way we're gonna see momentum. That's the next question we're asking. So the answer will be obviously when our session opens in the next 4 minutes. So we have to wait now. The analyses are done. We know what we are looking for. Now we just have to wait. See what the price does, because as I said, we're reacting to the market. We're actually not predicting the markets, because at the moment I can start predicting. I can, like, okay, say, look, price is gonna go up as soon as our session opens, let me just take a buy position now. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to actually see your confirmations. At that point you execute. No predictions, just reactions. React to the market, no predictions whatsoever. We are on a winning streak as well, guys, a massive winning streak. would it not be a good idea to short when price push further down to grab liquidity to push up? I mean, honestly, it's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. But for me, in order for me to actually short this now, as I said, I've given you guys the zones that I'm looking at. 1792 can kind of become that crucial area for buyers to play out. But in order for me to sell, I need to sell from a key area. So key area will be all the way up at 1799 or 1796. Either one of them gets respected, I'm looking for a sell position. 1792 again becomes a bit tricky for our sellers to, take control from, but it is possible. It is possible. So we'll have to wait and see, honestly. Because you gotta understand, in order for me to actually look for a sell position from 1790, I want to see the structure laws being violated over here. So the structure laws need to be violated. At the moment, we're still respecting the structure laws. If we can have some sort of structure laws being violated here, if that occurs, at that point we start turning 1792 into resistance. At that point, I'm looking for a short position. And until then, you guys will understand one thing. Look at your 4-hour time frame. Literally, this is just a pullback. We're forming higher highs and higher lows. Look at your daily candle. Look at your daily candle. Literally came down to violate the structure laws. These are your structure laws. Look at the 4-hour. Why are these your structure laws? There you go. Structure laws are all the way down there. These are your structure laws right there, being respected numerous times at this point. A lot of liquidity below this. So this is exactly what I spoke to my private Zoom members about yesterday. We're gonna come down, violate these laws, potentially retest 1770, which is a key area. This was actually one of our scenarios, and is literally playing out to the T now. So this is your first leg up. Now we're waiting for the next leg up. So again, we understand the price needs to move in a sustainable manner. So it needs to form higher highs, higher lows. So this is potentially you just coming back now. This is your correction phase at the moment. So look, you understand, if we start turning 1792 into some sort of massive support area when our session opens, at that point I'm looking to take it back up, because the momentum will be on our side in another 15 seconds. So let's see what happens. But for sales to play out, it has to be from up here somewhere, 1796 or 1799. Until then, it becomes really, really tricky for us to execute on a sell position when everything is just saying look for a buy position, look for a buy position. So let's see. Sales can most definitely play out from 1792 as well. So let's just see. Let's just wait for our session to open and see what happens. At the moment, this is kind of becoming our range as well on the 30-minute time frame. Yo, what's happening, Kugo? What's happening, everyone? Guys, our session is open now. Our session has opened now. I'm looking at my MetaTrader 5 on the other screen, looking at the minute time frame candles. I do recommend everyone does that. Make sure you guys are always looking at the minute candles, because that's where we execute on. We execute on the minute time frame. But again, the analysis are done on the higher time frames. So let's just quickly start magic keys as well. Open magic keys. Okay. Look at your 30-minute candle at this point now. Look, it is undecisive at the moment. We just have to wait and see what price does, honestly. Let's go minute time frame. Ooh, this is about to rocket ship to the top side, honestly. As I said, if we start turning this area 1792.700 into some sort of massive support, I'm looking to take this bad boy all the way to the top side. All the way to the top side, honestly. I'm going to mark this on my MetaTrader 5 as well. If we start turning this area into a support, I have no doubt we're going up, at least to 1796, because this can potentially just be your pullback as well to 1796. But again, that's the best thing about our strategy. We can capitalize on a 1-to-1 position, so we just have to wait and see now. At the moment, look, you have the bottom wick as well as the upper wick now, so you're within a range as well on the minute time frame. You guys will understand. Look at this massive range. So let's see which way we break up, because you got to wait for the range to break. After that, look, this potentially becomes your next rejection area all the way up here. You can see a lot of sellers are sitting up here, so we want to see a violation of this occurs. This area here turns into some sort of support. At that point, we can look to take it up. So when I see something like this being printed out, at that point we can really easily capitalize on a 1-to-1 position. Look at that, really easily. But at the moment we are within this range, so I want to see the range break. We're going to see us breaking out of the range. After that, we can capitalize on our positions. But again, you are literally at all-time lows. This is your range on the hourly as well. You're literally at the bottom of the range. until you see us breaking out of the range, until we actually break out of the range and start turning this area into some sort of resistance, it doesn't make sense for us to capitalize on a sell position. I'm just looking to take a buy position because you're at the bottom side of the range. Look at your intraday time frame, look at your daily candle. At the moment, this is potentially just a pullback, and if the pullback still holds and we see potentially 1786 being turned into some sort of massive support area, I can see a lot of buying momentum kicking in and us going all the way up to 1800, which is really achievable, because you got to understand, I want to see this monthly candle really close above, really close all the way up to the top side. And we can most definitely do that. We can most definitely push up another 300 pips. It's really possible. So let's just see what happens. Either way, we're really fluid in the markets. If it doesn't to start rejecting, we can look to capitalize on a sell position as well. You're still ill, my brother.
Oh shit, I'm over here on mute.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's the weather. But again, guys, at the moment still are within this range. Have to wait for the range to break. Wait, have patience. Look at the lows being retested once again on the 30-minute candle as well. At this point, look, you're starting to tap into this support area as well. So now if we start to break out of this range to the top side and start turning this area into some sort of support, something like this, I'm looking to really take gold up to the top side. We can easily see us going up at least to 1796. So let's just see what happens. There's literally no upper wick either. 2 candles without an upper wick at this point as well, so it becomes really tricky to execute on a sell position. Honestly, really tricky. Just looking for a buy position today. Yeah, until we start to actually, as I said, for a sell position, I want to see some sort of highs being formed and double top being formed up here somewhere, some sort of double rejections up here, second rejection. But until then, sells become really tricky. You're within a correction phase at the moment. Yeah, you're forming low lows and low highs, sure, but again, understand the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. Don't have that retail trader mindset. Be smart. Try to be the 10%. It doesn't make sense to execute on a sell position. Yeah, sure, it can work out. I can see it working out as well. I can tell you 10 different scenarios playing out right now. But again, what am I most comfortable with? It will be a buy position within this market. So yeah, let's just see. Look at that rejection from the downside as well. At this point now, we're starting to go down once again. Can see a massive push to the downside. Let's just quickly mark the hourly lows at this point now. This is your structure lows. I want to see these being violated, and then from there a massive push to the top side. Okay, look at this minute candle now starting to reject. I want you to start closing above 1790 at this point now, starting to push all the way back to the top side of the range, start turning the lows of the range into some sort of, oh, this might be that rocket ship candle. Honestly, might be looking to capitalize on a position here if we start pushing up to the top side. I want to see it closing back within the range and a massive push to the top side. Guys, I might be honestly looking to capitalize on a buy position here if we start respecting this area, start turning 90.60 into some sort of support. You want to see a lot of momentum kick into the top side though. At the moment, as I said, we need to wait because this can potentially just be a retest to take it all the way back down. But again, structure lows have not been violated just yet. It's literally just retesting the structure lows. So I would like the structure lows to be actually violated, and then after that start to see some sort of momentum kick into the top side. But look how much price is just literally struggling to go down at the moment. So again, if the momentum was to the downside, you'll see a lot of bearish candles and massive bearish candles as well, because you understand one thing about gold: when it wants to drop, nothing can stop gold. Is really aggressive. The drops that you see on gold are really aggressive. So at this point now, this is your retest of the area which I was telling you guys about to potentially start pushing all the way down. At this point now, look, the structure lows are about to be violated, and we have violated the structure lows at this point now. Let's see how price starts to react down here now. Okay, just about tapped the structure lows actually. Still haven't violated the structure lows. I wanted to push down a little bit more, honestly. Because again, retest, turning this area into some sort of resistance to potentially push all the way down. So we can see a really big push down to 1786, and then from there our buyers can start to play out. So let's just see what happens. From here, expecting a massive drop down to 1787. If we hold, if this area holds, massive push to the downside. But again, we start turning 1789 into a massive support now. We're going all the way to the top side. I want this to be a liquidity grab though, to potentially start pushing all the way back up. But otherwise, let's say we do start turning this area into resistance for the second time now, we can potentially look to execute on a sell position as well. Makes sense. Got another 2 minutes left for the new 5-minute open. At that point, we're going to see more momentum kick in. There we go. Exact push down, which we expected. Starting to see a push down now again. Looking good so far. So guys, see the way we trade. We're looking to capitalize on one setup. So we actually have no FOMO. If you are someone who usually does FOMO, then it's really hard to trade the way we trade, because we're willing to miss out on this whole move. Because as I said, look, I can capitalize on a sell position as well, but I'll be more comfortable with a buy position. Honestly, look at your 4 hour. Look at that. It's literally becoming a fake out candle. And we're about to tap into this support area as well. Keep that in your mind, guys. About to approach this support area. Still forming higher highs and higher lows. So nothing is screaming sells, it's just a pullback, literally down to the support area, literally just a pullback. So if we can start tapping into 1786, and then obviously if we can do that by the time obviously the next 15-minute opens as well, and then with the next 15-minute we can start turning this into some sort of support. At that point, I'm looking to take this all the way to the top side. Again, have liquidity in the market now. Buy setup can play out at any time. I want to see a massive engulfing bullish candle though. If the buyers do play out now, what I'm looking to see is 1789 being turned into some sort of support just like this. And I want to see massive engulfing bullish candles being printed out. Until then, just got to let it go. It's going to come down a little bit. It's going to come down a little bit, guys. Again, this area here being turned into some sort of resistance. Still holding this area. This is the new 5-minute open now. Have the bottom wick as well as the upper wick. Still the momentum is to the downside at the moment. Can you break down GU? Guys, we just trade gold. Yeah, I can do a breakdown on GU, but at the moment we're looking to capitalize on a position here. So I'll just be sticking with this. But once our session is over with gold, we can go over any other pairs you like. But honestly, there is literally no point trading any other pairs because it's about to be dead. Gold is a really volatile pair, so it makes sense, but all the other pairs are pretty much about to be dead. Especially GJ. I would stay away from GJ. Again, this area here is still being respected. Got another 5 minutes left for the new 15-minute open. Let's see what happens. Man, look at the push up from this area. Usually the push that you get up from this area, it's insane. Look at this. Can you guys see this? Literally tapping into the same area now. So if you have significant amount of buy orders here, you're going to see massive engulfing bullish candles being printed out from here. At that point, if we can capitalize on a sniper entry from down here and we start turning 1789 into some sort of support, we're coming all the way up. But again, we have to be fluid in the market though. So either way, let's just see what happens. Got to sit on our hands. Look at your minute candles, just struggling right now. Another 4 minutes left for the new 15-minute to open as well. With that, we're going to see more momentum kick in. And then obviously after that, we've got the new 4 hour approaching. But I want to see it push down a little bit more. If you can start pushing down to 1786, the correction to the top side is going to be really aggressive with the new 15-minute approaching. So our 1-to-1s should get hit really quickly. So I would want it to push down a little bit more. But again, we do understand that we have tapped into a significant area. Looking to the left, keep that in your mind, guys. From here, this is where you usually get that massive push up to 1792. So this can potentially be that area if it holds. Keep that in your mind. Look at them. Look at the candles now starting to print to the top side once again. If we start turning 17, 8, 9 into some sort of support, this might just be, I might be looking to capitalize on a buy position here somewhere. I'm going to see how this one closes. I'm going to look to take a buy position as soon as we get a massive push to the top side. Now again, let's see. Guys, you know what? I'm going to execute on one position here. I'm going to look to scale in though, because at the moment the candle is open, so it's a little bit impulsive. So I'm going in with 0.5% risk, low risk on this position. But as I said, this area starts turning into some sort of support. We're going all the way to the top side. All the way to the top side. Let's just see though, because it is really impulsive, I have to be extra careful, because this can turn into that resistance area to start pushing all the way downside, all the way to the downside. So I want to be extra careful. But if we see this area being turned into some sort of support now, start breaking the highs, will come in all the way to the top side. Partial TP at one time once, obviously. Now I want to scale in on this position, but again I want to wait for the extra bit of confirmation. We do understand that we have a lot of buy orders down here, and our next area is just up down here, 1789. If we start collecting more buy orders from here with the new 15-minute open approaching, we're going to see a massive push to the top side. So let me show you guys here. That's the buy position so far. So up about 5 pips, 6 pips. So let's just see how it plays out. Again, this can be that turning point area. We can start pushing down from here. So I'm waiting for the next 15 minutes to open to see, potentially can scale in with more positions. But at the moment, low risk position, 0.5% risking on this position. Because we are catching gold all the way from the downside, and it is quite bearish right now. So I don't want to go in with a high risk position just yet. I want to see how price reacts around this area. We have closed above the area. I want to see some more reactions to the top side. At that point, I'll look to scale in with my full risk. We are on a crazy winning streak. So yeah, I can afford to take an impulsive entry here. But again, not looking to take 1% risk just yet. This is your new 15-minute approaching in the next minute. So let's see what happens. Again, as long as we don't violate the structure laws, we should be good. This is a significant area that we have tapped into. As soon as we tapped into that, we closed above the support area that we expected to. Now you want to see with the new 15-minute open, potentially some sort of bottom wick being formed. But the bottom wick needs to respect the laws. Again, the candle, this is the 15-minute open now. You want to see some sort of a push down. And then after that, massive engulfing candles to the top side. So now this candle needs to engulf everything to the left. Start closing above 17.9. 2. At that point we should be good to go up. But until then, this can become that pullback area. So that's why I'm not looking to scale in with full risk just yet. But above this, honestly, I'm looking to scale in above this, make this a full 1% risk position. So this is the bottom wick done on the 15 minutes now. If it starts breaking this again, start turning this area into some sort of resistance, I will get wicked out. But again, it's a low risk position. This is just a pullback. Look at the engulfing bullish candle with a 15-minute open. It will create a bottom wick, right? So as long as it doesn't violate the structure laws, you're still good to go up. So now at this point, now you want this 15-minute to start breaking out to the top side. You want it to start clearing the top side. You don't want to see this area here turning into some sort of rejection area. So you want to see these laws being respected, because if you start turning this area into some sort of resistance area now, and 15 minutes starts breaking its own laws again, then guess what? You're coming all the way down to the previous laws, which are the structure laws. And if you start breaking the structure laws, at that point you're going down. But again, I think this is just a pullback, and from here we can see engulfing, massive bullish engulfing candles to the top side. But let's just see what happens. We're going to react to the markets. Oh, my charts. Trading view. What's happening here? Because look, this area here, either it will turn into some sort of resistance and we're going to start breaking to the downside, or we're going to turn it into some sort of support. And at that point, it makes sense to obviously execute on another position above there, because now this minute candle here, you want it to have a lot of momentum and you want it to start breaking to the top side, because this area that we are tapping into now is the potential area which can turn into that rejection area. If I can quickly just mark it on my MetaTrader 5 as well. This is that potential rejection area just here, where I have my entry as well. So as soon as we start closing above this, I think we should be good to go up. But we need to start closing above there. Until then, can expect a pullback down to the structure lows, but that's just part of the game. Let's just see what happens, man. Let's just see what happens. Again, right now you're just seeing undecisive candles. Price is literally trying to push down but it's struggling to push down. It's also trying to push up, but it's struggling to push up. So look, you have the bottom wick as well as the upper wick now, and the upper wick has been formed. Is a good upper wick. It's tapped into a key area. So if you start engulfing everything to the left at this point now, we're not coming down anymore. This is a sniper entry all the way from the downside. We're going all the way to the top side, and as soon as we start clearing, honestly, 1790, I think we're coming all the way to the top side. All the way to the top side. And look at the top side of the range as well. Our 1-2-1s are going to get hit before we get to the top side of the range, before we can experience those rejections. So let's just see what happens. Again, I can really easily get wicked out. That's why I've not gone in with a full position. As you guys can see, it's only about 5 lots open, which is actually, this is I think less than 0.5% risk. But again, I am looking to scale in, but have to wait. This is a little bit of an impulsive entry because we have been on a crazy winning streak, so I have a lot of profits built up, so I can afford to do this. But as soon as I start seeing more confirmations to the top side, my confidence level will increase and I'll look to scale in with more risk. But let's just wait. I want to see this area being turned into some sort of support, the area that we are tapping into now and the area that we are rejecting. I want to see this area here being turned into some sort of support. At that point, honestly, nothing is stopping us from coming up. Until then, yeah, I can see myself potentially getting wicked up to, you know, come all the way down to the lows, because potentially gold might want to come all the way down and then from there push up. So yeah, it's part of the game. Either way, I don't mind. Again, coming down to the structure lows, as long as we don't violate the structure laws, we are good to go up. But let's see what happens. Tiny stop loss as well at this point. About 17 pips. Usually our stop losses are about 20 pips. So yeah, let's see. Coming down now, once again, it is violating its own laws on the 15-minute time frame and turning this area into some sort of resistance. So that's the thing about impulsive entries as well. But again, just expecting this to be a pullback, honestly, and I think from here we're gonna go up. I don't really see gold coming down much, to be honest. Now I think it's just a pullback. Oh, there we go, engulfing bullish candle. There we go. As soon as we start clearing 1789 and start turning that area into some sort of support, man, we're gonna see massive candles print out to the top side. And look at this candle now starting to push all the way up. See, again, just a pullback. Until we violate the structure lows, we are good to go up. Price is just forming a pullback because this massive engulfing candle, look at that, it created an imbalance on the lower time frames, so it needs to be corrected. So now you want this area here to start being some sort of pullback area. So you don't want this area to be a rejection area. So even if you see bearish candles being printed out, you don't want to see the lows being broken. At that point, look, this just becomes a retest to start forming new low lows and low highs. At that point, you're forming low lows and low highs and potentially coming down and breaking the 15-minute lows, the previous 15-minute lows, and wicking us out. So let's just see what happens now. This is the new 5-minute open as well. It's potentially formed a bottom wick at this point. This is a bottom wick being formed. And look at that, there is no upper wick in the 5-minute as well. So from here, you should start rejecting and start breaking the highs of the previous 5-minute and start going straight up to our TP. And there we go. That's the upper wick being formed on the 5-minute now. So as soon as we start clearing this area, which is 1789, nothing is stopping us from coming all the way up to our TP at 1791. But this area here is crucial. We need to start turning this area here into some sort of support. As soon as we do that, we'll come in all the way to the top side. This area here, a lot of sellers are sitting up here. This is a strong resistance area. But as soon as we break out of this, start turning this into some sort of support, start breaking above the structure highs which we have formed on the minute time frame, nothing is stopping us from coming up straight to our TP. Nothing is stopping us whatsoever. But until then, can potentially get worked out. So if you guys are looking to scale in, this is not financial advice, but if it was me, I would definitely wait for this area here. But if you have taken an impulsive entry with me because you guys have been keeping up with us, and you have a lot of profits and you want to risk some of it to take an impulsive entry, then yeah, should be good. So far so good. But again, this area still is holding. You are potentially forming a double top up here. So I really do want to see this area here being broken. We want to see us breaking out of this area. This is the area I want to see us really breaking out of this area. Because this area here is really crucial. Because now if you see a lot of momentum kick into the downside and start breaking below the structure lows, at that point you're coming down. But as I said, look, until then, as long as the structure lows are being respected, we should be good to go up. But this area here, 1789, is really crucial. We have to wait for this area to break. Really have to wait for this area to break. And we need some more momentum to kick in at this point now. So I'm hoping that we can start breaking to the top side before the new 4-hour approaches. Otherwise, the chance of us getting wicked up goes up as well, right? But again, with the new 4-hour open, you'll have more opportunity to scale in. So no big deal. Just using dynamic risk here. Let's see what happens. Gotta sit on our hands and just let price do his thing. At the moment, look, this should not be scaring you. Price has not violated the structural laws. If it starts breaking the structural laws at that point, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm looking to manage risk. Until then, it's just a pullback. So drawdowns should not scare you. This is literally 5 pips, 6 pips drawdown on gold, which is nothing. Like the next minute candle can open, and if it has a lot of volume, it's gonna go straight to the TP. So this should not scare you. This minus 0.9 pips should not scare you. This minute candle can literally just fly past my TP. Got to understand one thing about gold is a volatile pair, so the drawdowns should not scare you. The drawdowns can be really volatile as well, but honestly, again, you are still holding this level 1789.99. we need to break out of this level where my entry is as well, and then above that we are good to go up. Nothing is stopping us. So as soon as we start breaking above 1789.99, we're going to see a massive engulfing bullish candle starting to break out of this range. But until then, you can expect these pullbacks, you know, this sort of consolidation that we are within at the moment. But as soon as we start breaking out of this, start breaking to the top side, you're going to see a rocket ship of a candle to the top side, honestly. So again, look, we're back to where our position is. We were in a drawdown for a little bit. No big deal, no big deal. When you're in a trade, you understand, like, if it's a high probability setup, it's no big deal. Drawdowns are part of the game. Even right now, I can really easily get wicked up. This candle can just wake me up, but it's no big deal. That's where we understand that we have gone in with low risk on this position because we are potentially looking to scale in, right? So just all part of the game, all part of the game. Your emotions should not be all over the place when you are in a position. Look to manage your position. Be logical. Understand right now what's happening. You are ranging. You are still respecting this area as a resistance level. So until we actually turn this area into a support area, it becomes a bit tricky for gold to go up. So now you want to see gold pushing up. But until we start to break below the structural lows, which potentially might just happen now and it might wake us out on this position. But again, until you break the structural lows are all the way down there, you are good to go up. It's as simple as that. This candle here can now start engulfing everything to the left. We are still within a range, or it can start wicking us out. And if it does wake us out now, honestly, I'm going to wait for buys from down here. Because now, at this point now, we're going to see a push to the downside. But this area should hold, honestly. And another 5 minutes left as well for the new 4-hour open. Let's look at the 5-minute candle. Has the bottom wick as well as the upper wick. If it starts breaking the bottom wick once again, the lows of the bottom wick, at that point, you can potentially come down to the structural lows. So let's see what happens. Seems like at the moment the momentum is still to the downside, and it will potentially wick us out now if it starts breaking below the structural lows. And at that point, just have to wait, guys. Have to wait, because now here, look. Oh, whoa! Did it wick me out? Oh no! Don't tell me the spreads took me out. Oh no! It actually wicked me out. Where was my stop loss? I swear my stop loss was about like 5-6 pips below. How did it wick me out? Wait, what? No, don't tell me the spreads took me out, guys. Oh no, the spreads actually took me out. From here, it's gonna push up. Okay, potentially, let's just see now. I'm gonna look to scale back in, but no, wait, how did the spreads take me out? My stop loss is usually like 5-6 pips below the structure. So there is no way I got stopped out. I think my stop loss was a bit too tight. But honestly, again, this is just a retest now. Look, you're still rejecting. From here, you see an engulfing bullish candle is coming all the way to the top side. Still, again, well, you're good to go up. I just got wicked up. I'll look to scale back in. But again, if you start turning this into your resistance area, let's see what happens. I'll look to scale back in. But I got wicked up, man. Insane. Because my stop loss is usually about 5 pips below the structural lows. Did we push down 5 pips? Only pushed down about 2 pips. So my stop loss technically should have been down here. But it is what it is. But from here, watch, it's just going to start going up now. We're still bullish on gold. At the moment, we're just ranging, man. And potentially 1786 is down there as well. Still looking to just catch a buy position, even though sells can play out. I want to be fluid in the market for sure. This area here is being turned into some sort of resistance now, double top being formed up here. So I can definitely see the sales playing out. But again, as I said, 1786, really crucial area. Really crucial area. So guys, look at that. Winning streak has been broken now. But again, the day is not over. Dynamic risk position. So it can still be a winning day if our second position plays out, because it was a low risk position. So let's just see what happens. Have to sit on our hands now. Taken one loss. It's been a long time since we've taken a loss now. That's when usually when you are on a winning streak, that's when revenge trading can kick in. As soon as you execute a position and it goes and it turns into a losing position. So now you have to just sit on your hands and wait for your confirmation. The 4 hour is approaching in the next 2 minutes. At that point, I'm going to look to execute on another position with my other half wrist. So let me show you guys the magic keys as well. As you guys can see, magic keys. One loss taken, 0.49% risk, less than 0.5% risk on this position. Dynamic risk position. As you guys understand, that's great risk management in a way. My buddy's mom recommended that I tune into your channel. Yeah, we've been on a crazy winning streak, man. But today, again, just have to wait now. Look at your price action from here. Did expect a massive push to the downside. Just want to wait still. Sales become so tricky. Got another 2 minutes left. I'm looking to capitalize on a buy position from down here with the next 2 minutes. Honestly, we start turning this area into some sort of massive support. Ooh, boy. Again, look at your daily time frame. Just a pullback. Potentially. Man, another minute. We might have another buy setup coming up. I'm going to quickly just manage my risk. Put some more risk on the table. And let's look to capitalize on this bad boy. Let's risk a buy. Another minute left for the new 4 hour open. Let's see how it plays out around this area now. This is a crucial area that we are approaching, and the next 4 hour is about to open as well. Honestly, this is a really crucial area down here now. Really crucial area. So if we do start turning this area into, about to see a rocket ship from here, man. This is the new 4 hour open. Let's see how it plays out. Honestly, might be looking to capitalize on a sniper entry all the way from the downside. If we start to close above this, and then I want to see this area either being turned into resistance or support, because sells can play out from here as well. You guys got to keep that in your mind. But honestly, even a sell position from here can play out. Look at the 4 hour. It has the upper wick now. It's tapping into the support area. Honestly, if it taps the upper wick again, and then from there you see another rejection, at that point, look, it's coming down. It's coming downtown. But if you start breaking the upper wick now, again start turning this area into some sort of support, a lot of momentum kicks into the top side. Will come in all the way to the top side. Might look to execute on a buy position down here, or even a sell position. Let's just see. Looking at the minute time frames at the moment now, let's see how it plays out, because you have the upper wick on the 4 hour now. What business does it have breaking its own wick? Well, the only business it has is that it wants to go up now. The pullback is done because you're literally about to tap into the support area. Let's just see how it plays out now. Might look to execute on a tiny position here. Let's see now if it pushes up a little bit more. Might be looking to execute on a position here, but it needs to start engulfing at least 2 candles to the left. A lot of momentum needs to kick into the top side now. It needs to start closing above here, start turning this area into some sort of support, which is about 1786. From there, start to skyrocket all the way to the top side. Might execute on a position as soon as we start clearing the highs here again. But I want to see price does that with momentum, and the next candle needs to open and start clearing to the top side. Guys, you know what? I'm going to execute on a position here now, because honestly, I think at this point now we should be good to go up if we can start closing above here. Let's see now. The next candle honestly needs to open up, start turning this area into some sort of support. It needs to push down a little bit. Start turning this into a support, and then start pushing up. And I'm taking a buy position at this point, honestly. It needs to push down a little bit more though. Create the bottom wick first. Retest this for the second time. Start breaking its own highs. We're coming all the way up now. All the way to the top side over here now. This can be the candle we have been waiting for. But again, we do understand that when it be fluid in the market, this can be turning into some sort of resistance. So that's why a retest of this and break If we start breaking the highs at that point, we should be good to go up. But this area here should hold for us if we want to take it to the top side. So let's see how it plays out. Again, we are in a really bearish market at the moment, so we want to wait for the extra bit of confirmation. Let's go Goldilocks. Another 3 minutes left for the new 5 minute to open. I want to see this minute candle come down, literally just tap into this support area, and then from there just start to bounce up. So area, obviously stop loss goes like down here. You want to give it about 20 pips stop loss. Should be good, something like this. Okay, this is it now. Starting to open once again. But again, look at the candles at the moment, guys. You haven't even seen a massive bullish candle. But again, understand one thing, on the 4 hour, you have the bottom wick as well as the upper wick. So if the upper wick, you're tapping into this resistance area as well. So now if you start breaking below this bottom wick as well, you can see the sells playing out if you start turning 17.86 into some sort of support. But now if you, resistance, my bad. But now if this area holds as a support, start breaking above this again, you're expecting gold to push all the way up. And you're expecting the momentum to drive price to the top side, honestly. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Another 2 minutes left as well for the new 5 minute open. Let's just see how it plays out. But I can really see something playing out here. Either a buy position or a sell position. Even sells can play out really nicely here. If we start turning this area into some sort of resistance, just like this now, see massive momentum kick into the downside. Man, sells can really start to play out, honestly. Below this, sells can really start to play out, but until then, this is your second retest now, which we are expecting. And now you want to see an engulfing bullish candle to the top side, starting to clear everything. So as soon as it starts breaking above here, I think a buy position can be safe as well, because you're tapping into that support area for the second time now. So let's see how it plays out now. Above here, a massive engulfing candle, starting to engulf previous two candles, so you can go up. Until then, now the sells can really start to play out as well below this. Honestly, below this, I would want to see a break of this, retest, and then the sells can play out. But until then, this is just your buy position here if you see a massive engulfing bullish candle being printed out now. So either way, you can take it now. This is a crucial area. Let's just see who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. You want to see engulfing bullish candle now. This is coming all the way to the top side. I'm going to execute on a buy position above here as well. This is it. Might be looking to take a buy position now, guys, as soon as we start clearing these highs. Second retest. At this point now, let's just see. This is a new 5 minute open as well. Let's look at the wicks. Upper wick, bottom wick. Okay, I might be looking to take a position here now. Let's see if it starts breaking the highs once again. I'm in this. Let's see. Another break it. Momentum. Give me the momentum push. Magic keys is good to go. Okay, I'm going to take one position here, guys. And from here, you can still reject. Again, is an impulsive entry, still low risk. But as soon as we start clearing this, again, our trade is starting to play out now. Again, as I said, if it goes down, creates a double bottom here, I'm taking it. And I've taken it now. So if we start closing above this now, we're coming all the way to the top side, honestly. Nothing is stopping us at that point. I'm going to put my partial TP 1 times 1 at this point. And let's just see how it plays out. At this point now, you want to see these lows here being respected, man. If you start breaking below this, at that point, again, this trade becomes invalid. You want to see this area here being turned into some sort of support area now. Let me just mark this now. Scale ups above this. Potentially looking to scale up above this area here. This is where you saw last bit of momentum kick in now to the downside. And again, the previous candle is still forming some sort of rejection from the same sort of area. So now you want to see this area here being turned into some sort of support, massive break to the top side. At that point, we're not coming down. But again, you gotta understand, this can just be pretty much your pullback, and this can just be for overforming the upper wick to start breaking to the downside. Look, you're tapping into this resistance area now, but if you start breaking above this now with momentum, at that point you're coming all the way to the top side. And so let's just see if we can scale in now. Have to just wait for this area here now, because from here sellers can take control as well. You got to keep that in your mind. But this is that crucial area. After obviously turning this area into some sort of support, you want to see this area now being turned into some sort of support again, and then the probability goes in our favor to the top side. But until then, this can be that pullback area. So you want to wait for this next bit of area to turn into some sort of support. And I'm taking this bad boy all the way to the top side, man. All the way to the top side. This is our first confirmation now. This will be our second confirmation now. At that point, we'll come in all the way up. I'm telling you guys. looking to scale in. 1788.40 above that, massive close above that, looking to scale in. So position like this will make sense as well. Stop loss literally just below here now, which is our second structure lows. At that point, because you're not expecting these structure lows to be violated, and you want to see a nice close above this, retest to take it up. Until then, this can just be that pullback area, and the 4 hour can start forming the actual move, which will be to the downside. This can potentially just be your retest to this resistance, the upper wick, and then the sells can start playing out below this. So have to wait for this to break now. This will be that second confirmation, and at that point the probability goes up, and then we can definitely execute on this buy position. Another 2 minutes left for the new 5 minute open as well. Starting to look good so far. Let's just see what happens. Look at your candles right now, really tiny candles. Look at that, momentum was to the top side. Again, this becomes your retest so far. But now if we start breaking above this again for the second time, at that point you're saying, okay, this is not a retest anymore, we're going up. So just wait for the extra bit of confirmation. Until then, again, becomes your retest. Look at that, you had a rejection from this area, you're forming another rejection from here, so this potentially is your double top. And as soon as 4 hours starts breaking its own lows, at that point, look, it's coming down. Nothing is stopping us from coming down. So let's just wait for the extra bit of confirmation. Magic keys are ready. We just need a little bit more volume to kick into the markets now, and we can most probably see our setup playing out over here now. There we go. This might just be it now, guys. Again, need to wait for a close above this. Wait for a close above this. Need to wait for a close above this. And honestly, we start breaking above this, you're going to see a rocket ship of a candle. Until then, again, this can potentially be your pullback area, and then the 4 hour can start dropping, because you understand one thing, got to be fluid in the market, right? We tapped into this area now. You want to see this area. This area is being turned into your support. That's your first confirmation. Cool. One position taken. Now second, scale. You want to scale in? Okay. Wait for the second bit of confirmation. At that point, you're like, okay, cool. Now we're holding this. But until then, just have to wait. You can really easily get stopped out if you take a position now, because you're gonna put your stop loss below this. You can really easily get wicked out because you don't have the extra bit of confirmation. I have to wait for this confirmation first. Then I'll take the position with really high confidence. Let's just wait. Again, so far so good. Another minute left for the new 5 minute to open. And this is the new 5 minute open. Potentially with this, you should see some more momentum kicking in. Needs to form the bottom wick potentially, and then from there, start pushing up. If it wants to push up, or start breaking the lows and start pushing down. But this candle should give us a little bit more push, either to the top side or the downside. This is the new 5 minute open. Again, looking at the 4 hour, look at your 4 hour now, right? It has tapped into this area. So at this point now, if it starts breaking its own highs, we're going up. This is the only confirmation we need to see now. Second time we're breaking this to the top side. Until then, this can become that rejection area. So now we just have to wait. Look at this. This is your 4 hour range. Literally just 20 pips. Price is trying to figure out if it wants to go up or down. It's so simple. Just have to wait now. Either way, we can take it. So simple. And look at that. It's literally about to break to the top side. Just need a little bit more volume to kick in, honestly. Gold's a little bit slow today though. Look at this double top being formed here now. Again, see, double top formation here. Start breaking below this, start turning this into some sort of resistance. Nothing is stopping us from coming down. Until then, it's just a pullback. And until you hold this area, if this area is if you're holding this area, which is about 1786, sells are tricky. Start turning this into resistance. Double top up here, that's your confirmations to the downside. And you understand this is the new 4 hour open now. It makes sense to even take sells because the 4 hours got to do something, right? So just wait, have to wait. Right now, sells are a bit tricky. Below here, start turning this into your resistance. Sells can work out. Looking to the left, this is that area. If you start turning this into some sort of resistance, sells can play out. And our 1-to-1s can get hit. From here down to the next level, easy 25 pips. Until then, it's just a pullback unless we start to violate the structure lows. So I have to wait. I have to wait for these structure lows to be violated, which are all the way down there. And then you want to see 1786 being turned into resistance. Otherwise, this area here will hold as a support area, and then you're going to form higher highs and higher lows. But again, for buy positions, I'm not looking to take within this range. I'm looking to take a position up here though. As soon as you start clearing this just becomes your second retest now to start pushing up. Look at that, you're forming a double bottom here as well. Just you're within this consolidation, just gotta wait for this to break. When did our session open? This is literally when our session opened. So far, what have we done? Let's see. Session open around 1:30, literally here. So now this is what we've done so far, pulling back to this area. From here now, starting to turn this area into resistance, and we start violating these structural laws and start breaking below this area as well, or coming down. But until then, it's just a pullback, literally just a pullback, because this is a crucial area. So you start breaking above this now, you're going to see a rocket ship of a candle pushing all the way to the top side, honestly. We just have to wait for this area here to break. This is when the session opened. You guys can see this is all we've done so far now. We're forming lower lows and lower highs at the moment. Look at that. We've pushed about 50 pips, which is literally nothing on gold. So the actual move will come actually, because we can potentially expect another 100 pips either to the top side or the downside. But again, we are at all-time lows right now for our current time frame, our current session. So from here, it becomes really crucial now. We have to wait for the extra bit of confirmation. Today, gold is just a little bit choppy, so I just have to have that extra bit of patience, because you are approaching December as well. You gotta understand now, gold, the momentum will start to die down, so you're gonna have to wait for the extra bit of confirmations. But can execute on a sell position soon if we can start violating this, start turning this into some sort of resistance. Until then, just have to wait, because I don't want to get caught in this range. Okay, this might just be it now, guys. It might be coming up now, because look at the way it's starting to go all the way to the downside. You want to see a massive close below this, starting to break below this, start coming back up, start turning this into some sort of resistance. At that point, look, you're forming low lows and low highs, and you're coming down. But until then, as I said, this is a crucial area. Have to wait for this area. Okay, this might just be it now. It might be coming up. Let's start the magic keys again. Let's open them up. All right, magic keys are back again now. Again, still just waiting, sitting on my hands. Let's see. Gotta relax. You're still within a range, still within this consolidation, haven't broken out of it yet. Another minute left, potentially with the next minute you can, because you're gonna see more momentum kick in, and you guys gotta understand, after that, another 15 minutes, you're gonna see the NYSE open. So yeah. The session has literally just started. Look at this now. This is your new 15-minute open. Potentially, you should have more momentum. Should have more volume as well. So let's just see what happens. Look at that second rejection now. Again, you're rejecting the same area. At this point now, this 15-minute starts turning this area into support, starts breaking these highs. Even your buyers can play out. So you really just have to see now what happens with this new 15-minute open. Because look, it needs to first form an upper wick as well as a bottom wick. And then after that, it needs to start creating the actual move. So look at this now, the 15-minute, previous 15-minute rejected. And now at this point, you start turning this area into some sort of resistance and see a massive, massive break of this. You're coming downtown, honestly, guys. But again, I would wait for the extra bit of confirmation to take it down, though. Sells are a bit tricky. And I usually like to execute on buys. I'm more profitable when I take buy positions. So I usually do take those buy positions, especially in this sort of market condition. Look at your intraday time frame as well. Massive rejection, massive rejection from the downside. So this can be that pullback now to start pushing all the way back up. Man, gold is just consolidating. Gold is in a consolidation today, guys. Everyone on the YouTube live stream chat, is anyone in a position just yet? Or you guys are still waiting for this consolidation to break? Again, look, you're turning this area into support. If you start breaking to the top side, this is coming all the way up. That's why the consolidation, need to break out of the consolidation. Again, you don't want to execute on a position within a consolidation either now. Even if you're seeing this area being turned into support or resistance, it doesn't matter. You want to see a break and then retest, and then you can execute. Until then, it doesn't make sense to take a position if you are within this consolidation. You're still forming lower lows and lower highs at the moment. Even though you want to see higher highs and higher lows being formed, you want to see first a break of this consolidation. At that point, you're forming a new high. Until then, you're not forming anything within this consolidation. But you start breaking to the downside, you're forming a new low. But until we break out of this, you're not forming anything. Just have to see on your hands. Really want to see something like this play out though. So you have such a clean traffic to the top side as well. If you can see something like this playing out, it will be amazing. But even the sells can play out, most definitely. Let's look at the 4-hour now. Again, rejecting off of this resistance area now. You got to keep that in your mind. The only thing I can see is that obviously this support area that we do have down here, it becomes a bit tricky. I really want to see a bounce off. So let's see if we can start tapping this support area first. From this, you bounce all the way back up to 1786 and then another rejection, and then start breaking the support area for the second time. At that point, I'm like, okay, cool, let's take the sells. Until then, it's just a pullback, honestly, just a pullback. The way the previous 4-hour closed though, massive engulfing bearish close. Let's see what happens. From here, you can see a lot of momentum kick into the downside. And we start clearing this last bit of an area we have. Can see sells playing out as well. You have a massive range today. As soon as we break out of this consolidation, massive range to the downside as well as the up to the top side. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, this is it now, guys. This is it. This is it. This is it. Starting to push to the downside again, starting to tap the support area now. Let's see at this point now, because look, when you tap into the support area now, if price wants to respect this, you're going to see a lot of buy orders here being executed, and you're going to see a lot of momentum kick into the top side. But otherwise, if you just start forming low lows and lower highs below this, at that point, nothing is stopping us from coming down. Just have to wait for this now. A little bit slow today, gold, a little bit slow. But honestly, this is that area now. Tapping into this area, as I said, retest, start breaking below this, sells can make sense, a lot of sense, honestly. You're starting to chill below this area now. Let's just see what happens here now. I think as soon as we start breaking below this wick, we're going to start pushing to the downside now. This might just be the sells playing out now, guys. Sells playing out now. Ooh, yeah, sells playing out now, guys. Sells playing out. Oh, look at that. Miss. Again, just waiting for the pullback. As I said, as soon as it breaks the wick close, you're going to see the sells playing out. Look, you're chilling below this, turning this into your resistance. You're going to see a massive push to the downside. Let's just wait now. Still just chilling, man. I'm still just chilling. Still just chilling. I can still see us doing some damage to the top side. This is that. Have we violated the structure laws at this point as well, right? We have, haven't we? Yeah. This is that retest, man. Let's see now. Over here. Let's see now. Your sells as well as your buys can play out. Below here could have executed on a sell position, most definitely. But look at the minute time frame now. Candles are rejecting again. Again. Gold is about to go back into that range. And let's see now. You got NYSE approaching in the next 9 minutes. Let's see what happens here now, this area here. At this point, you can really see sells playing out, honestly. Look at your range to the downside as well, because you've tapped into that next area now. So this should become your pullback technically after tapping into this area. So let's just see now. If this is your pullback, you can see your sells playing out. Otherwise, you're going all the way to the top side. But your sells can actually just play out now. Look at this now. Undecisive candle starts breaking the lows of this candle, coming to the lows of the next candle. Still looking to execute on a position, guys, but I'm just sitting on my hands, honestly, because I know when I do execute on a position, it's going to give me 100 pips today because of the way the structure is at the moment. But I'm just going to wait for that extra bit of confirmation. As I said, if it breaks the lows, it's going to come down, but I didn't execute, did I? Because I'm waiting for that second confirmation, a retest. You always get a retest. Always get a retest. At this point now, look, if you don't get retest, start turning this area into your massive support. You're going all the way up again. So me waiting will actually make me profits. I have no FOMO. If what comes down will go up. So simple. Look at this candle now starting to engulf all the way to the top side now. Another 2 minutes left as well for the new 5-minute to open. Honestly, let's see how it reacts around here, because this might be just that buy position playing out soon, or this becomes a retest. Stop breaking these lows. I'm executing now. If I see a massive bearish candle at this point now, honestly, sells. Otherwise, waiting for this to turn into some sort of support. As I said, I'm more comfortable with taking a buy position. So as you guys saw, I did take an impulsive entry on the first buy position, but sells, I don't take any impulsive entries. Sells, I'll just sit on my hands and wait. Just sit on my hands and wait. It's all about using the correct lot sizes. Stopped out, waiting. That's it, guys. Wait. If you got stopped out, just have to wait, honestly. Look, again, this can just be that retest now you have been waiting for. Now, again, if this starts turning this area into some sort of resistance, stop breaking below all these lows, you're going down. Until then, this can potentially just be that liquidity grab to start pushing all the way to the top side. So simple. You got another 6 minutes left for the NYSE open. You don't even have the NYSE open yet. So imagine, again, let me show you when our session opened. Our session opened all the way here. So you haven't even done anything so far. This is when our session opened, 1:30. That's all you've done so far, literally. From here, literally you've pushed down not even 100 pips, guys. You understand, our session, you can easily see like 100 to 200 pips. So we haven't done anything, man. We've just been consolidating lower lows, lower highs. Consolidation, lower lows, lower highs. Just have to wait, honestly. Just have to wait. We have to sit on our hands and just wait today. Because you can take a sell position here. Let's say if you did take a sell position here. Okay, cool. As an example, you take a sell position here. I knew it was going to go down from here. I didn't take it. Cool. The 1-to-1 would have gone here. Would it? Stop loss would have been about 17 pips. No, look, it would have been a bit tricky even for the 1-to-1 to get hit. So now this is your second retest. If you start to see massive momentum candles start to print out to the downside, now you can say, okay, cool, now I want to take it down. So simple, right? Look at your 5-minute open now. It has no upper wick either. That's how much momentum there is to the downside. And you start respecting this area now, you can take it down. Why not? Until then, this can just be that pullback area to start pushing back up. Look at the way your 5-minute closed as well. So just have to wait and sit on our hands, guys, because you actually have done nothing so far. We've done nothing so far, literally. So the actual move will come, is bound to come, but just have to wait. Have to wait. Usually, I know, like, you know, we come to our session 5-10 minutes into our session, 15 minutes into our session, we're done trading, you know, we've made our money, but trading is all about having patience. So we executed on one trade, we don't need to execute on another trade. At that point, what if it becomes a loser as well? So if we wait and we execute on a high confirmation trade, at that point, guess what? The first trade we took, because it was dynamic risk, it's just made back the profits and more profits on top. We just have to wait. Now we're looking to see what happens around this area, because we understand that this is a crucial area and price is still just reacting around this area, but you don't see any sort of massive rejections to the downside. You also don't see this area being turned into a massive support. So let's just wait and see what happens. Usually, yeah, it's quick profits because gold is really volatile, but today we just have to wait a little bit. Have to wait. Sales can most definitely start to play out from here. Most definitely. Look at the way again, forming a double top up here, starting to approach the downside of the lows again. So these are our lows right now. We're approaching the downside once again. From here, this can be just a pullback and price can start pushing up again to form an upper wick. So at the moment, this is undecisive price action in the market. Just have to wait. Look at your bearish candles as well. They're so tiny at the moment. Look at these candles. At this point now, you're starting to close below the support area. For the first time, you're closing below this now. So let's say now, if you start turning this into some sort of resistance, start breaking below the lows. For the second time at this point now, you're violating the structural laws. And this is your new 4 hour. Look at your new 4 hour. It's tapped into this area now, which is a really crucial area. You can see from here a lot of momentum kicks into the top side. So do you want to really execute on a sell position just yet? No, have to wait. Have to wait. Because the buyers can still play out. Yeah, sure, they didn't work out from up there, but that's just part of the game. Not every trade will work out. But again, if you're looking to execute on a second position, has to be the highest confirmation trade. So patience will give you the extra bit of confirmation. Right now, look at this. This was your first leg down. This is your retest. And if you start breaking below the leg now, guess what? We got clean traffic. We're looking to take a sell position. Until then, this can just be forming higher highs and higher lows, and we can start going up from here. So simple. Let's just see what happens. Again, you don't have to take a second trade, but yeah, it will be good. I like taking sells more than buys. It's as if gravity is trying to pull the candles down. Yeah. Honestly, sells can play out as well, because the thing is, right, I'm more than happy to take a sell position because the range to the downside is amazing. But I'm just waiting for the extra bit of confirmation, because look at your daily candle. Just look at your daily candle. See the daily candle? Yeah, the daily candle is not right on forex.com, but the lows are actually all the way down here somewhere. You have like more than 100 pips to the downside. So if we just have to wait for the extra bit of confirmation, and then at that point, yeah, sells can play out. Until then, just have to wait. This is forex.com, right? Yeah, this is forex.com. But the lows are actually all the way down there, as you guys can see. All the way down there on even on my MetaTrader 5, the lows are all the way down there. So forex.com, not interested. Now you want to see a massive momentum candle to the downside. Until then, there is nothing. If we start to see massive engulfing bearish candle, I'm looking to take this bad boy down for sure. This is your new 30-minute open now. This is the NYSE open. You have the upper wick as well as the bottom wick. So now let's see what happens. This can potentially give us our move either to the top side or the downside. And if I can execute on a sell position as well, I'll look to hold it for a little bit, because the range to the downside is insane. And the range to the top side is insane as well. Let's just see what happens. Alright, let's turn magic keys on once again. Let's turn it on. Let's see what happens, man. Okay, this might just be it now. Let's see what happens. You have the upper wick as well as the bottom wick. Okay, look at that. Again, tapping this area. Starting to see some sort of rejections here. And now let's see if we see a massive engulfing bearish candle. Or are you going to see highs being formed? Again, guys, we don't have to take another trade. So if I see something, I'll take it. Otherwise, just going to call it a losing day. No big deal. Yeah, I still have more risk on the table. Still have another 2 trades left. Doesn't mean I need to take them just because they're there. you know what I mean? So look at the way the candles are printing at the moment. Tiny candles. Now look, where was the last bit of an area where you saw momentum kick in from to the downside? Just up here. So now you start turning this area into some sort of support after this massive rejection. Man, we're going up. Again, look at your daily candle, literally rejecting. There we go, guys. This might just be it now. The candle that we have been waiting for the longest. But again, have to wait for the consolidation to break. Need to break to the top side. But this might just be it now, guys. Might be pushing to the top side at this point. I want to see how it reacts up here, though. Because this is your NYSE as well. You're expecting the momentum to kick in and start turning this area into some sort of support. Look, we've engulfed everything to the left at this point now. Looking for this area to break. Start turning this into some sort of support. At that point, I'll look to take it back up. Until then, I'm just chilling. I'm just going to mark this on my MetaTrader 5 as well. This area here now, we start breaking above this. This might just be the position that we have been waiting for, guys. And let's see how it starts to play out now. Let's see. You're going to see a massive break to the top side, starting to engulf everything. It needs to start engulfing everything to the left and start turning this area into some sort of support. And now with the NYSE, you can expect price to start pushing all the way to the top side. Otherwise, this can potentially become that double top area and price can start going down. So just have to wait. Literally just have to wait. There we go, undecisive candle at this point now. After tapping the resistance area, didn't see any sort of massive bearish candles. And now the next one needs to start breaking the highs with a lot of momentum and needs to start closing above as well. Okay, this might just be it, guys. This might just be it. I might be looking to execute on a position here. Let's see. Honestly, this might be it now. It needs to start closing it up. And guys, I'm about to jump into this. It needs to start breaking its own highs again. I'm putting the stop loss below this, literally the current minute candle, aiming for that 1-to-1. Let's see if it starts breaking its own highs again with momentum. I'm taking this bad boy all the way to the top side. This is exactly... Okay, I'm actually in this position now. Been waiting for this for the longest. My stop loss is really tight, by the way. Really tight. It's going to be about 18 pips. Give me that move up now. Come on. This is my second trade. I'm in a trade at this point now. If it works out, it works out. If not, I'm going to call it a day, guys. This is an extra scalp, like really tiny stop loss, as you guys can see. Because I'm not expecting this area to break. And I'm expecting my TP to get hit. Second trade taken now. Been waiting for this. Let's see if it plays out. As I said, we want to see this area being turned into support. Now you want to see these highs being broken. At that point, we'll come in all the way to the top side. And let's see how it plays out. There we go. We need to start breaking above this now, above this candle wick, and we'll come in all the way to the top side. Again, let's start marking out our rejection zones. There we go. We've been waiting for this for the longest, man. Let's start marking out our rejection zones. Next rejection zone is all the way up here. From here, we can expect pullbacks. After that, I think we have clean range all the way to RTP. All the way up to... There we go, guys. At this point, we're starting to push up now. Let's see if we can start breaking above here as well. At that point, we should be good to go up. Should be good to go up. Really tight stop loss. Really tight stop loss. Can easily get wicked up, but again, I'm expecting this area here to be respected, and I don't want to see these lows here being broken. If they do break at this point, look, you have momentum in the market as well. You don't want price coming back. Oh, there we go, guys. 12 pips up at this point. Stop loss at entry at this point. I'm about to put stop loss at entry. Second trade taken. We have been waiting for this. And I'm about to put my stop loss at entry. 14 pips up now. Amazing. Look at that push. Wow. This is it. Another push to the top side. I'm going to make a risk-free. You know what? I'm going to make a risk-free at this point. Oh, make a risk-free. My magic keys is not working. What's happening? Guys, my magic keys is not working anymore. There we go. Risk-free trade at this point. Secure some profits up here as well and let the rest run. You guys, there you go. 13 pips up at this point now. Look, honestly, at this point, we have no business coming down. And this is it. Been waiting for this for the longest time. Got this move now. There we go. Finally. Make sure you guys secure some profits up here, though. 1788. This can start pulling down as well. And this was... You can see why I put my stop loss so tight rather than putting it below, you know, the main structure. I just put it below this structure. At this point, I'm just letting it ride all the way to the TP or the stop loss, which is at break even. But we should really start turning this area into some sort of support, 1788, and start pushing all the way to the top side. You can see the candles are starting to reject now. And at this point now, we're going to go fly past our TP. And this is going to be that sniper entry as soon as our TP gets hit. More than 13 pips up. More than 10 pips up. Make sure you guys have secured profits, because from here it can really start coming down to retest the main structure, which is at 1786. So make sure it's break even and you've secured profits here, because it can really start coming down now. But if it does stop me out now, I'm going to call it a day. I'm not looking to execute on any more trades. Going to be the last trade. This should go straight to the TP though. Let's see now. Just need more momentum to kick in. Another 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes left. At that point, we're going to see momentum kick into the top side. And the TP is about to come, guys. We need to start clearing 1789.20. At that point, TP is coming. This is the last bit of an area. Look, we're turning this area into support. Start breaking the highs here. We're going to go straight to the TP. Been waiting for this for ages, guys. See? Patience. Patience. Just need to wait. Need to wait. And now, honestly, look, you're getting a double top being formed here. You start breaking below this. Make sure you guys are securing profits, man. Make sure you secure profits. Make sure you secure profits, because you can expect a pullback. With the new 5-minute opening as well, you start breaking below this. Make sure you secure some profits. Don't want to be in this trade literally a pip or two away from your TP and not secure anything and get stopped out at break even. Because I might just get stopped out at break even just yet. So make sure you guys are securing profits, man. And I think this might just be my trade might be, there we go, guys. At this point now, I'm not taking any more trades. Second trade, it was literally a pip or two away from the TP. Now the new 5-minute open can give you that push to the top side, but honestly, really not interested in executing on another positions, because I've taken a little bit of a loss today. Little bit of a loss because I didn't secure any profits up here. So I've taken a loss. It is a losing day for me, unfortunately. Again, we were up more than 10 pips, and it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. It can still go up, but it is what it is, man. Taking a little bit of a loss here, but it is what it is. No big deal. We'll come back tomorrow. No biggie. But again, the position did play out though, and potentially this is just your pullback. In the next minute, you're potentially going to see a push up. If you start breaking above this area, which we have now, you're going to see a massive push to the top side. Let's see. But for me, guys, losing day, I'll be completely honest, I didn't really secure profits up there. I was expecting my TP to get hit, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I really don't care. Honestly, it was a minor losing day. But it is a losing day for me. But again, this is going to fly, man. This is going to skyrocket now with the new 5-minute opening. Now, this candle here, you want to see this 5-minute open to just start pushing up. But yeah, it was literally a pip or two away from my TP. Again, see, gave a good advice. Not advice, but if the advice was if I was giving out advice to myself, I was saying secure profits up there. I didn't secure profits up there and I got waked up. But very well now, you're going to see gold is starting to push all the way to the top side, man. Honestly, if you start forming higher highs, higher lows up here, nothing is stopping us from coming all the way to the top side. But this is exactly the position we were waiting for. Took the position here. Stop loss was just below this. And yeah, got stopped out at break even now. Stopped out at break even. And let's see what happens. But honestly, from here now, we start turning this area into some sort of support. Gonna go up. By the way, everyone else, everyone else, did you guys secure profits on this position? Finny, Paul, Cape, did you guys secure profits? Or are you guys still holding this?
I didn't take this one.
Oh, didn't take this one?
Yeah, just watching.
Yeah, from here it's gonna start forming higher highs and higher lows. You're gonna see gold potentially starting to push up if we start clearing 1788. But until then, this can be the rejection area now. So that's why I made it risk free. Honestly, don't want to go into a drawdown. Don't want to go into a drawdown. But gold's a little bit choppy today, is it not?
Super
choppy. This is when our session opened. We've pushed down literally about 70 pips and we're back within that mid range now once again. So this becomes like your 50% correction. Stop putting your Fibonacci's on there, guys. Take a sell position. But yeah, honestly, from here now, probably another like 3 minutes, you're gonna see more higher highs, higher lows being formed, because as long as we're above 1786, we should be good. I'm still holding, but already closed half. You done good, man. You done better than me today because I didn't close anything today. So I actually took a loss, even though it should have been a winning day. I took a loss because I was still expecting my TP to get here, but it was literally about, I think, a pip or two away from hitting my TP. But again, gold is really choppy today, man. Really choppy. This can just be that pullback now. From here, you can start pushing all the way to the top side. But again, I don't want to overtrade. It's just a Monday. I'm still in deep profits. And the gold today is not the gold we usually trade. Again, look at your 4 hour. It's just undecisive at the moment. Rejecting from the downside as well as the top. It's tapped into this next bit of an area we had. That's why. So from here, you definitely saw some orders being executed. Usually this 4 hour opens and you see crazy moves, man. Crazy moves. Where is K? K, any positions taken? Or still just waiting?
Oh, yes, I'm here. I took one loss and one win, so I'm still below. I'm still under just a little bit because I down.
Nice. So the second position, you secured profits, right?
Yeah, I just have my
Amazing.
lot size smaller, so I didn't cover my loss, but it's still good. It wasn't bad.
Amazing. Hey, look, break-even day is better than a losing day. Even for me, should have been a break-even day. But I'll be completely honest, it was a pip or two away from my TP. I was like, you know what? Let's just let it hit, because if it was gonna hit my TP, I would have actually made profits. So I was like, you know what? Let's just wait. It's literally gonna be. And then you saw this massive candle just stopped me out at break-even. But yeah, it should be a break-even day for us today. But again, that's the beauty of dynamic risk, man. You guys should not lose more than 2% tops. It should be 2%. It depends on capital as well. Usually I would risk about 1 to 2% per day. Well, recently I've been sticking to the low end of that risk, about 1%. Hey, what's up, Kays? You're teaching your granddaughter as well? I can't hear you, by the way. You're muted.
Yeah, she wanted to see herself on the TV.
Oh, nice. Yeah, today, guys, patience are being tested, honestly. It's a choppy day. Let's see. This is the new 15-minute open, or potentially this can be that move to the top side or the downside. But look at the previous 15-minute as well, man. We've just been stuck within this range now. 1, 2, 3. 3 15-minute candles have been stuck within this range now. This 50 pips range.
Yeah, if you look at the daily, it's like 4 indecisive candles in a row.
Yeah. Another thing is, right, you see your daily candle here. There's a lot of liquidity in the market, but before our session opened, we actually had the move to the top side as well. It was all the way up here. So that's why it's exhausted itself a little bit now. That's the issue. You understand, we're literally about to approach December as well, so the momentum will start to die down a little bit. But this second position was a winning trade for us. It was a winning trade. Unfortunately, now, managing risk and all of those things, they're really relative. So if someone was obviously smart, they must have secured profits up there. Whereas for me, I wasn't smart enough today. But again, honestly, from here, I just see gold pushing up. Look at that, another. This could be this could have been that position to scale in. Keeping stops here. I don't see gold coming down anymore. From here, I think we're gonna push up. Honestly. This is that new 15-minute open now. You have momentum as well. This is literally, you're still respecting 1786 as a support. Look at that. This is gonna skyrocket, potentially all the way up to the highs, and then from there starting to push up. So even, you know what? I'm glad I made it risk-free though, because look, even if I was holding this position, it could have stopped me out because my stop loss was actually below these lows here. Even though I knew this would work out, I didn't want to have that tight. Usually, our positions are our basic positions will put our stop loss below the structure, which has been retested numerous times. And this was just your pullback area. So I was like, you know what, let me quickly execute on this scalp position, just put the stop loss below this, and then from there catch a quick 1-to-1. That's why it kind of messed me up. But honestly, from here now, I think we're going to start pushing up really nicely. Really nicely here now. Really nicely. But again, I don't want to overtrade. I do want to accept a loss. If you don't accept a loss, then guess what? You think that you're invisible to losses. Do you want to accept a loss? It's been a long winning streak, man. So you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind. We're gonna learn from this for sure, though. But from here, honestly, I think we're gonna start pushing up. This is that sniper entry. This is probably the best entry you could have taken, but it's just that I wanted to do the second bit of a retest and then start to push up. So technically, this position here was really beautiful. Garcia, did you execute on it down here? The second position.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're still holding?
I took 3 positions total and lost
Ooh.
around 1.5.
3 positions on the second trade.
Yeah, on that first one I took two entries.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this second position was really amazing. Bro, you've done really well. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support, man. Honestly, this is going to skyrocket now. I know this is going to skyrocket. If we start respecting this area, we don't break below this area, this is just going to skyrocket now. But again, look at gold. It's just a little bit more choppy now. So you're going to expect more pullbacks, you know, more retest and whatnot. And then obviously from there, you're going to start seeing high highs and high lows being formed. Because at the moment, you're just stuck within this consolidation on the 15 minutes. As well, look at your 30-minute time frame. Look at that. You're still just bullish. You've broken the highs of the previous candle, had another pullback, and now it's going to potentially start forming new high highs and high lows and start pushing all the way to the top side. Because I know from here, I'm really expecting gold to go up from here, honestly. Really don't see it coming out. But again, I want to have that discipline in me to just not execute on this, because I know if I execute on this, I'll, you know, be profitable, because I haven't lost, you know, a lot today because of risk management. But again, I do want to accept a loss. Otherwise, I would just not be accepting a loss. So you do want to accept a loss, guys. It's healthy for you. Accepting a loss is healthy for you, because being on a winning streak gives you that high, man. Like, you're indestructible. So the losses actually humble you a little bit. But from here, honestly, I don't expect any more bearish moves from here, honestly, unless we start turning this area into a resistance. We're going up now. Really expecting gold to start pushing all the way to the top side now. All the way to the top side. Look at that. This was your next leg down, basically, to retest. Again, holding this area as a support, and look at that now. You're starting to push up. You're about to break the structure highs over here now. So as soon as you start breaking these structure highs, this was my TP hit, guys. So there you go. It was a winning trade though, but again, unfortunately, you got stopped at a break even. But yeah, look at this beast now, just flying to the top side. See, this was the actual move we have been waiting for. The move that we have been waiting for, honestly. Look at that leg down, just not violating the structure low. So usually this is how we trade, right? We actually put our stop losses below the structure lows. So the structure lows would have been there. This would have been that winning trade, because I would not have made a break even. But honestly, had a tight stop loss today below this pullback area zone, and so unfortunately, because it was a pip or two away from my TP, it didn't make sense for me to actually go back into a drawdown once again. But again, look, the trade worked out. The trade actually worked out. So Paul, you still holding this?
Me?
Yeah.
Hell no, dude. I got stopped out at break even and didn't secure anything.
Oh, you didn't secure anything either.
No, my 1-to-1 wasn't for around like 25 pips and didn't see that.
Oh, 25 pips. Well, so your stop losses were below the structure lows.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
once I got up to 15 pips, I moved it to break even.
Yeah, but this was the whole move we were waiting for today. But gold was so choppy today, man. Really, really
Yeah.
choppy. But honestly, from here now,
I wonder if it's just because it's like the end of the month.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Is a bit undecisive at the moment, because look, either the monthly needs to close above the resistance or below the resistance. So that's kind of, the monthly candle is a bit undecisive right now. But with the new monthly open, you're going to see so much momentum kick in. Well, again, as I said, this will be that turning point area. If this area holds as a support area, which is 1787, right? 1788. And now, again, this would have been a winning trade though. This would have been a winning trade. Now look at that, it's turning this next area into some sort of support. But I think we're going to expect a deeper pullback, honestly, because of the market conditions today. The momentum, there is just not much momentum today. So the pullbacks are going to be really deep compared to your standard pullbacks. But yeah, at this point, look, the trade is really still valid here, still forming higher highs and higher lows. So this was actually really good. That's why I was not looking for any sort of sell positions, because look at this now, right? There was no way for us to actually like capitalize on a sell position unless it was a really impulsive entry, and the sells actually just played out all the way. It pushed down about 60 pips as soon as our session opened, and now we've pushed up about 60 pips as well, and potentially it will push up even more. So this was the actual move. If this trade stays valid, the buys were the actual moves, but unfortunately we got stopped out. How about the new poll? Did you execute on something today?
No, man, I was just watching. Based on my analysis, it's like you're saying, everything is so indecisive. So I was just like, I gotta wait to see something for sure.
Yeah.
I had marked 1779 as if it goes below that, then I'll go in for a sell for sure. And if it went above the 1792, then I'd be more confident in going up. But
yeah, that's
it
exactly what I'm thinking as well.
just looks flat.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah, today gold is a bit dead. There is just not much momentum whatsoever. So again, this trade could have worked out though. This one here, this was a winning trade, but the first one unfortunately was a trade where we got wicked up. But it is what it is, part of the game. At this point now, we got another 6 minutes left, guys, and then our session ends. But honestly, gold's just not doing much whatsoever. This is all it's done for our session. We do know that usually we see massive moves during our session. About it pushes about like 200 pips. But today is just been really choppy price action, and within this price action now, should not be taking any trades honestly whatsoever. Took 2 trades. One was break even, one was a losing trade. Even though the break even trade should have been a winning trade technically, because it was a paper 2 away from our TP. But again, it is what it is. That's part of the game. Now potentially what you can see is around 4 o'clock, that's when you can see some more momentum kicking in, so potentially in another hour. But until then, gold is just quite dead now. Gonna have to wait for the new monthly candle to open, and then we can really see great moves kicking in. Again, man, we haven't retested the highs just yet as well. Neither the lows. Were literally just at the mid-range, really undecisive. Gonna end the session in another 5 minutes, guys. Honestly, not looking to execute on a trade setup anymore. Doesn't make sense. From
we
here,
have some news too, like 5 minutes, right?
Let's see what it does.
Fed chair is speaking.
Let's see what it does. But honestly, as I said, look, from here now, I'm just expecting gold to go up, form higher highs and higher lows. So far, so good. But it's just that the way it's doing it, because it's a little bit undecisive today, you're going to expect more pullbacks, because it needs to collect more orders today. There's just not enough momentum in the market. That's exactly what's happening now. Look, it's just forming higher highs and higher lows. This point now is going to start breaking these highs again and form a new leg up. And until you start breaking below this now, you're not violating the structural lows either. Look at the same area still being respected. This blue line, remember, told you guys, as long as we respect this, we're going to go up. But unfortunately, we got wicked out here, I think. This was the first trade we took, right? Where did we get wicked out? I think we got wicked out around this mess here, because they wanted to push down a little bit more. And then after that, we got that push up. But the second one actually worked out lovely. Ooh, someone's taking a loss today. I can hear them breathe. But really, it will be really interesting to see how this monthly candle closes though, because that's gonna tell us now. If it starts closing below this area here now, this support area, honestly, that's telling me that we're coming down for liquidity, a lot of liquidity. You're gonna see massive downtrend start on the next monthly candle. But until then, really undecisive price action. Look at these candles here. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row now, respecting the same lows at this point, honestly. But the current candle did break below the lows though. On the Forex.com it doesn't show. But this is your undecisive price action. Within this price action, it becomes a bit tricky to trade. And so this is where you want to start to obviously have a lot of discipline. If 1 to 2 trades don't work out, just call it a day. Come back tomorrow. Because tomorrow is another day you're going to have more momentum. And losing is part of the game, guys. Losing is part of the game. If you can accept a loss, guess what? You deserve to take a win. If you think you only deserve to win, you can't accept a loss, man, it will be a tough road. There's a tough journey for you. But yeah, look at this, still within this 4-hour range as well. Same consolidation, haven't broken out of it. Literally, look at that. Tap the top side of the range, straight push down now. And now at this point, now this support area here is being respected. So potentially from here now, we start breaking below this support area. We're coming down to the lows, but everything is just undecisive. And let me see the structure on the 4-hour. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. Guys, by the way, this wicks, where are your wicks on the daily candles? Are they 1770? Check the daily wick. Where is it? Is it at 1770?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine is.
Okay. Yeah. It's definitely this broker bugging out then. But guys, let's see what the news does. Let's quickly just check out. You have an orange folder pending home sales. And what are we expecting for news, by the way? The forecast is previous was 0.4. Let's refresh this. Let's see what happens now. Another minute. This is it. Now let's see if we get some more volatility kick in. Let's refresh this quickly. Okay, so the actual was 7.5%. So it's actually better. So there you go. It's gonna start dropping now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the speech I was talking about is like at 2 o'clock our time, which is what we.
Yeah, it's
That's
about
tomorrow.
is
5
8:05. 8:05, yeah. That's late, man. That's late. Not looking to trade gold then. Just want to see if something happens now, but otherwise we're gonna call it a day. Really slow session today. Honestly, within something like this, 2 trades are more than enough, man. Yeah, gold is just pretty much dead. From here, I'm expecting you to form higher highs and higher lows and start pushing to the top side. But if it starts coming down again, it's just going to stay within this range. There's no point trading today. It's just a bit dead. I think the next monthly candle, that's what's going to give us more momentum now. But let's see what happens though. Excited for Friday though, I'll be completely honest.
Read. I gotta run, brother. I'll see
Yeah.
you tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to end the session here as well, guys. Our session is done. Everyone on the YouTube live stream, thank you guys for tuning in once again. Technically, a break-even day today, but the way I managed risk today, I ended up taking a loss. That was due to my own fault. But yeah, again, amazing session. Gold is a bit dead, guys. No point of trading today. Honestly, just call it a day, man. Relax. Come back tomorrow. You understand, this is literally the end of the month. It's gonna start ranging. It's really undecisive. It's trying to figure out what it wants to do, and when the next month opens again, we're gonna execute on positions and just let it do his thing. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, same time. Catch up with you guys tomorrow.